Hey there, Ray from Bridge Marina. We're doing a review and wet test on this Starcraft CX23, which is a really cool layout on this. I'm out on the transom or the swim deck area just because this is a really cool place to start, because this is probably one of the best parts of this model is just like, look at all this area back here. As we all know, a lot of time on the water is spent anchored, swimming, hanging out, and just look at the space you have here. You've got access to both the port and starboard swim area. These are extended decks, and I can cross in here if I want to as well, but I've got this whole area. And these back gates, or these stern gates on here are great because they keep, pets and kids inside and keep you feeling a little bit safer. But really, they're not an obstacle to using this boat. And you've got this huge lounge back here, which is just great. I mean, I hope you can imagine when you're out on the water, hanging out, anchored someplace, just this great area right here. Kind of just hang out, have a drink, grab a bite, and just chill on the water. The flip side is, if you're doing water sports, which this boat is really good for with this 200 on it, this is like the water sports viewing area. Like, you can just hang out here and watch folks doing what they're doing. And it's just really easy for the spotter, or really a fun place to take pictures, video of whoever's doing water sports behind you. On top of that, tons of storage under it. So, you want to throw all your wet life jackets and lines in here when you get off the water, drop it in there, and you can rock and roll. On top of that, I mean, there's extra seating really over here on the starboard side. So if everybody wants to have a conversation, I don't know if I'd sit here while I'm underway, but if we're just hanging out anchored, this is an extra spot to have a conversation, and tons of storage in here too. So this whole thing, I mean, you can put your covers in here, your fenders, lunch, whatever you want, a lot of space in there. Now, if you decide you want a different layout, like, you're gonna have 3 or 4 people hanging out and you've got something to eat, well, you can kind of configure this boat for that as well, because right here I can sit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people all right here around a table, have my lunch set out here, lounge out. I mean, it is really comfortable. And a couple cool features is there's cup holders on my table, but I also have cup holders in my seats as well. And Smartcraft is really smart. You can put USB chargers in here as well. So you have this other sort of seating area. Now, somebody could still hang out back there while I'm sitting here and just sit on that seat as well. Don't forget, we got over here, which is great too. Hang out here as well. And now the boat keeps going because we can flip this co-captain's chair aft. And now I've got seating for 2 over here. So, if you're just cruising the lake, you and your spouse, I mean, you've got comfortable seating here between you. You can hang out and chat, or, he or she is driving, you can hang it over here. It really is just a fun boat to go out on because there's so many seating areas, and I haven't even got to the bow yet. So let's keep moving forward on this. And I still have 2 opposing couches up at the bow. So like, I've got a whole third sort of living area on this boat. And these are just about the right length. I'm just under 6 foot. I can sit up here and be nice and comfy, and they are comfy little seats. I mean, they really are. And this one on the starboard side is a bit longer. So if you really want to lounge out, not a problem. These CX models really do have comfortable seats. Really firm, high. It's a comfy boat. You walk through this boat, there's just a lot of seating. I don't know, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Definitely can get 12 people in here comfortably. And capacity on this thing is 12, so that's perfect. And now we're gonna get to the helm. So let's hit the helm real quick. It's a CX model, has a great helm, really everything at your fingertips. Comfortable helm seats, these things do recline. Have my GPS chart plotter right here, easy to see, easy to manipulate. Speedo, tachometer, trim gauge, JL audio, Bluetooth stereo, all my accessories here. I mean, this is really rather easy. Tilt steering. Obviously the seats are fully adjustable, and throttle right here. So really is a comfortable helm. We're gonna take this out on the water and run it around a little bit. I almost forgot. Power bin me top too, of course, which is a must-have, especially here on Lake Hopatcong. Like I said, we're gonna take it for a ride, see how it runs, and have a good time. This thing is powered by a 200 horsepower Mercury Verado, turning the stainless steel prop. We're out of the no wake zone, so let's just get at it. I'm just gonna punch it to get up onto plane, and the thing jumps up on plane, as you can imagine. And I'm just gonna kind of get to where I can hold plane on this. Somewhere around that 13, 14 miles an hour, it's pretty confident. And I could do this even with a full crew. I get this up on plane and hold plane at a low speed, because this does have the Starcraft HMX performance tunes on it, which means it's got free logs as well as lifting strakes, which lets me plane off quick and then hold plane at a slow speed, which is great because if you want to do water sports, and you've got younger kids, or even just tubing, like, you can really whip the kids around on a tube at these slow speeds because, I mean, just look, imagine you had a kid on a tube back there. It's gonna be payback. Because you can make such tight turns with this boat that you really have a fun time doing water sports. I will say, bar none, triple pontoons are just a ball for dragging the tube around because you're really gonna have a good time. Now, if you really want to whip the kids, you can kick it up a notch. Although, keep in mind, tubing is usually done less than 20 miles an hour. But my point is, like, this thing does have pickup, and I do have to trim this thing up as I gain speed because, you know, these triple tunes do trim really well. Right now, I'm jumped up around 26 miles, 27 miles an hour. And, you know, it's zipping along, feels good, and it still has a little bit more left in it. So we're just going to kick it up, trim it up, see where it's going to get. And we're jumping up to around 30 miles an hour, just a little bit more, 32, and it feels super confident. I'd say your biggest challenge of these boats when you get to high speeds is you typically want to put the forward arm on your bimini top on because, you know, these power tops are kind of taking a beating here. They're running at high speeds. Again, I can make a pretty easy turn with this thing even when I'm up at a high speed. I'm doing about 28, 29 miles an hour. Just to give you a little bit of perspective, we're just gonna cut this thing. You do have to trim down a little bit just to keep that prop in the water. Now we are 26 miles an hour, and hopefully you can get a grip on how well this thing is turning. Just a lot of fun. It is rather sporty, which a lot of folks don't really understand about triple tunes is they have a lot of speed to them. By the way, you can go all the way up to 300 horsepower on this. Quite honestly, a 200 is a really sweet spot. You know, these Mercs on the 200 level just perform really well, super quiet, extremely responsive, very reliable, and it's a great power plant for these, you know, 22, 25, 21 foot triple pontoons. So keep that in mind if you're looking at something like this. They really are a fun boat. As you can see from the layout on this thing, like, there's endless possibilities when you do this boat. So if you're interested in getting into ownership, reach out to us, or maybe you are really at the beginning and you just want to learn about boating, get some education, get some hands-on training, you know, how to operate, drive a boat like this, reach out to us. Or maybe the boating club would be a good fit for you if, you know, you're looking to get all this, but you don't want to do any work. Either way, appreciate you watching. I look forward to seeing you on the water, and take care.